This is the Solid Signal podcast for the week of February 12th, 2018. And it has been another busy week at the Solid Signal blog, blog.solidsignal.com, because we continue to move over tons and tons of excellent content that was sort of stranded when we moved over to the new platform. I'll explain very quickly that you can't just do a very simple database transfer without a lot of work, so I'm decided to go ahead and migrate every single article manually. You can find old articles at forum.solidsignal.com, but they'll all be moved over to the new format hopefully within just a couple of weeks. So stay at blog.solidsignal.com and you're going to continue to find tons and tons of stuff, and Google will find it one way or the other. Anyway, the subject for this week is AT&T UVerse. I don't talk too much about AT&T UVerse because honestly, it's not something that I've been super interested in. Before AT&T acquired DirecTV, I was utterly uninterested in it. Now that UVerse is part of the DirecTV family, they're both part of the AT&T Entertainment Group, it's something that I'm aware of, but it's not something that I'm hugely focused on. And I gotta say up front that I don't have too many friends in the UVerse group, and the information that they do feed me, a lot of it's proprietary, so I can't say a whole lot of it to you guys. So I apologize for that, but I do want to talk about the stuff that I can talk about, because I've been asked a lot lately in the view of Randall Stevenson's recent remarks, which you can find online there if just you search for the AT&T fourth quarter conference call, whether UVerse TV has any future whatsoever. I'd say yes, it absolutely does have a future. Do I think it has a very long future? No, I don't think it has a very long future. I think that UVerse TV, because it is essentially a cable company, has contracts with local providers, with cities and towns, and that means that they can't just pack up and leave. Especially since some of these cities and towns were served by AT&T TV in a previous incarnation. There was a long story where the company called TCI had a cable company, and they sold to AT&T. AT&T sold to a company called Adelphia, and Adelphia just pretty much picked up and left in a lot of communities because they went bankrupt. This was about 10, 12 years ago, with other communities having to suffer through what was then called Time Warner Cable and is now called Spectrum. At any rate, they just aren't going to pick up and leave. That's just not good corporate stewardship. So it's going to take a couple of years before you see that starting to disappear in some cities and towns. Now, does that mean they're not soliciting for new customers? I have it on good authority that you can still become a new customer of AT&T UVerse TV if you want to be, and I'm not sure why you would want to be, but you could. At least you could bundle it with the AT&T Internet if it's available in your area. AT&T's Internet is an excellent choice. AT&T has the most robust landline network ever. They built most of it over the last 125 years, and they've got more fiber than anybody else. They're a great company, and they're able to deliver television over that fiber backbone very effectively. Their equipment is not necessarily the most modern at this point because nobody has been really tending to that, and there's nothing that has come out that's been new in the last 2 years, obviously. So you're not a total fool if you sign up for UVerse now for cost-saving reasons or because you're just not terribly interested in television. Although I have a feeling that if that's you, you're probably not listening to this podcast. All of that having been said, AT&T UVerse TV is probably what I would call a dead man walking. It means that eventually it's going to get folded into the DirecTV family, and I suspect that AT&T UVerse TV customers are already getting all sorts of notices in their bills, in their mail, to switch over to DirecTV or DirecTV Now, because either of those systems are going to be really good for the AT&T UVerse TV customer. If they just kind of want a simple system where they do nothing but watch TV, then DirecTV Now is going to be a great low-cost alternative. If they want the premiums, if they want the HBO, the Showtime, the NFL Sunday Ticket, then I'm telling you that you can't get a whole lot better than DirecTV Satellite. Either way, you have a lot of things to think about if you are an AT&T UVerse TV customer. I hope I've given you some clarity. And that's about it for me for this week, because I do try to keep it down to 5 minutes. Have a great week.